What's up, everyone? My name is Ala. This is my world of stocks, and I want to welcome you guys back to our budget community portfolio series for the month of April 2024. Now, every single month, I deposit $100 into a brand new portfolio that we just created from scratch a little while ago. And then I use that money to invest in stocks every month. Now, I also do an update video here on YouTube once a month so that if you want to, you can follow along with me on this journey of building up a budget portfolio from scratch. And if you also want to stay completely up to date with every single trade and transaction that I make in the portfolio as soon as it happens, well, you can also get access to that through Patreon or the YouTube join button down below, which gives you access to our community Discord, where I post every single move that I make in the portfolio in real time. It goes straight to that community Discord so you can see it in real time. And thank you to everyone, by the way, that is supporting the channel that way, because I wouldn't be able to do this without you. So thank you. It really does mean a lot to me. Now, with all of that said, let's go ahead and jump straight into this update here. And let's take a look at how we've been doing so far, what stocks I bought over the past month, and what I'm looking to do over the next month as well here in April. All right, so here's the account. And as always, I made some custom charts to show you how we're doing. But basically, we've had this account now for 5 full months. And after depositing $100 in each of those months, it's left us at $500 deposited excuse me, versus our current balance of $534, which means we are currently up around $34 or about 7% on our portfolio so far. Now, again, we just started this portfolio recently, so it's going to take some time to build it up larger, but so far it does look like we're doing pretty well overall. In fact, this balance here includes our cash amounts too, which is obviously stagnant and doesn't grow, like on its own. But when you exclude that cash, well, our actual stock investments are up even more at around 11% gains in total, which I think is very good for just barely starting out. Anyway, speaking about the cash, our cash balance currently sits at $186 right now, which is pretty good because we've had that much higher in the past, but we did a great job this past month of buying a lot of stocks and getting our cash ratio down to around 35% now, which I do think is still a little high, but right around here is where I think we'd want it to be. I'd say somewhere in the range of like 25 to 35% is pretty good, because the stock market is of course still near an all-time high right now. So we do want to have some cash reserves in case anything in the broader market really drops, takes a big dip there. We want to be able to go in and buy much heavier on those dips. So we got to keep some cash reserves just in case. Speaking about buying stocks, though, here's a list of all the stock purchases that I made last month. Again, this is just in the public community portfolio. It's not my personal or private one, but looking at the community one here, well, we spent $90 in March, with NextEra Energy being the largest purchase at $20, which is a great renewable energy utility with a solid dividend. Then $10 was spent each for Tesla, Google, Extra Space Storage, which is my favorite REIT, and SoFi, which is the broker platform that we actually use for this account. And by the way, if you want to sign up for SoFi, you can use my link in the description. You'll actually get $25 worth of free stock, and I do highly recommend the platform. I love using SoFi. I think it's a great platform. It's completely free to use. And like I said, if you use my link, you get $25 for basically doing nothing, just for signing up. So I would take advantage of that if you don't already have it. But besides that, we also spent $5 each on Verizon, Palantir, Amazon, Pfizer, Alibaba, and Nvidia. And by the way, some of these purchases were actually results of community polls that I ran on both YouTube and Patreon, where NextEra won the brand new dividend stock poll. There's also some great choices on that poll, by the way, so I may look to add some of those next month too, like APD or American Water. I do like those. But we also had SoFi win the which of our 5 smallest positions should we buy more of poll. We had Tesla win the which brand new stock addition poll. There was also some great choices on that one too, like Meta and PayPal. I would look to add those in the future too. And then we also had NextEra Energy win again, this time in the which of our 5 smallest positions should I buy next poll. And overall, I was very happy with all of the purchases that we made last month. I think there was a good balance there of some strong companies like Amazon and Google, some strong dividends like Pfizer, NextEra, and Extra Space Storage, and even some riskier or high growth bets like in Alibaba, SoFi, Palantir, and even Nvidia, who is very highly valued at the moment, but I still think has a bright future in artificial intelligence. With all of that said though, let's now take all of these purchases and let's plug all of these numbers into the entirety of the portfolio so that I can show you how much each stock is worth and how much I'm either up or down on each of these positions too. As part of this portfolio. Okay, so here's a screenshot of every single stock that I own in the portfolio. The ones in green are positive and the ones in red are of course negative. But here's a pie chart that I created just so it's easier for you to understand. So these are all the holdings as a percent that they make up of the portfolio. And as you can see, our top 5 holdings make up about half of the entire portfolio, which is something that I usually like to aim for. However, I will say that Pfizer and SoFi being among them is a little higher risk than I would probably like. So I might try to adjust that or maybe build up a few of my other favorite stocks like NextEra, EXR, or Medtronic to kind of replace those in the top 5 because I think those would be a little safer, kind of trust their businesses a little more. But I am at least very happy with Google, Amazon, and Microsoft being three of the largest, especially Google at about a fifth of the entire portfolio just on its own, because I actually feel like Google is probably the best stock in the entire market right now. So normally I would be a little scared of a single stock being worth so much of my portfolio, but not with Google. It's just a company and a stock that I really trust long term. Besides that, though, I think we have a great kind of middle core, I would say, of some fantastic dividend stocks, all making up around 5% of the portfolio each, which I'll probably try to build up even larger in the future. I think Disney is maybe a little low there at 4%, could probably add some more to that one as well. And besides that, the only other thing that I kind of notice here is that we don't have a lot of financial stocks other than, of course, SoFi or JPM, but Chase is pretty small there. I mean, it's our smallest position. So maybe adding something like US Bancorp or even increasing JPM a little could be a good move there too. I think bank stocks are fairly attractive at the moment when looking at their valuation, so I wouldn't mind spending a little there as well. In terms of how much I'm either up or down though on each of these positions as a percentage, well, Disney and Nvidia are by far our best performers at around 40% gains each, but those are also two of our smallest positions. So I really do wish that I would have bought like a lot more of those stocks from the start if I had a bigger budget. But anyway, besides that, Palantir and Amazon are also above 20% each, so I'm very happy about that. And then we have a few still in the double digits with Chase, Microsoft, Tyson Foods, and Google. Very happy about those as well. Then we have a few single digit performers, which could be good targets to increase our positions in. I mean, SoFi, I think, has a lot of long-term potential. And then Medtronic, Verizon, NextEra, and Bristol Myers, they all have very large dividends. So I should definitely look to buy more of those here in the near term as well. And then Extra Space Storage is about flat, who also has a great dividend, with Pfizer also being negative, very large, fantastic dividend there as well. So I might want to pick up both of those in the future too. And then Alibaba down around 8%. Could be a solid pickup there as the only foreign stock in the portfolio. Might want to lower our cost basis a little bit on that one too, which I also think, by the way, adding Baidu could be a great kind of 1-2 punch on the future of the Chinese market and its recovery long term, especially in Chinese tech and AI. So I might look to add Baidu as a new stock to the portfolio in the future as well. But just to finish up here with what I plan to do here in April, well, I deposited another fresh $100 for the month, which brought our account up to around $634, raising our cash ratio once again up to around 45%. So I think I will be looking to spend a good chunk of that cash again here in April just to get that ratio down a little bit, but I'm pretty excited about that. I love to make a lot of moves here in this portfolio. I love posting a lot of trades in our Discord, so I'll definitely be looking to make a lot of moves here, especially moves that we talked about throughout this video as well. There are not only a lot of stocks already in our portfolio that many of them were not up by very much on. So I think a lot of those would be great candidates to just add to and build up those positions larger. But there's also a lot of great stocks that are not even in the portfolio yet that we could definitely add on. I mean, we don't have Meta, we don't have PayPal, we don't have APD or American Water or US Bancorp. There's even Chevron Energy. There's, many biotechs out there that we could still add. So I think I'll definitely be running some polls on YouTube, on Patreon, asking you guys what you want added to the portfolio. Again, I am the acting manager, so I will be making the final decision, but this series is meant to be very interactive with you guys, so I want to hear your opinions, your views, and what you want to see in the portfolio, what you want to build up larger, what you want to add to it. So definitely be looking to do that, but there's so many options right now in the market in terms of value, growth, and dividends. Even with how high the market is right now, there are still many places where I see deep discounts and values. So I will be looking to add a lot of stocks. And by the way, speaking of which, I believe tomorrow, this video is going up, I think on Saturday. I'll have another video up on Sunday for the 3 stocks on sale for April video. And I don't want to spoil that video, but there are 3 great stocks in there as well that I would love to be buying. And those could be good candidates too for the community portfolio. So make sure you check out that video as well. But yeah, just like I said, there's so many options out there. I'm pretty excited and I can't wait to make some moves here in the coming month. And one last thing that I just want to comment on really quick before we wrap up here. I just want to mention how I've been getting a lot of comments recently on this series from a lot of people, really positive comments from people saying how much fun they're having with this new series, this portfolio, how cool it is to build one up from scratch on a budget like this. And yeah, that's a sentiment that I strongly agree with myself too. It's probably the funnest new thing that I've done on this channel. And the reason why I love it so much is because I just really like being able to show you guys how easy it is and how rewarding it is to not just save money, but also invest it too. And how easy it is to do it, even just on a small budget, because my whole life, I've gotten comments on YouTube, I've gotten people in my personal life telling me how hard it is to invest, how hard it is to invest in stocks, how they don't have the time for it, how they don't have the money for it. And like I said, we're doing this with just $100 a month, and look at what we've already accomplished. Honestly, guys, I feel like we just started this portfolio. I feel like it was just yesterday that we started this series, and we've already built up like $635. And obviously our gains are not crazy high. It'll take time. Stocks take time to build up. I am, at least, I'm a long-term minded investor. It takes time to maximize my returns and my gains and to build up dividends and all that kind of stuff. But already we've built up a good amount of money just from the power of saving and just from the power of taking some money out of a monthly budget and putting that towards something. And that's what I often tell people, even in my personal life, when they say I don't have enough money to invest. I say, dude, just cut, like all you need is like $100 a month. Just cut something out of your budget, cut spending somewhere. I'm sure you can squeeze out $100 from somewhere and just start actively saving that money and investing that money. Invest in companies that you believe in, strong ones, and see where that takes you. Because longer term, you'll be so thankful that you were actually active and you didn't make excuses and you started to build up some wealth there. And like I said, I'm a long-term minded investor. I invest in stocks so that later on I can, buy a car, buy a house, help with retirement, all those kind of long-term goals. But even if you have some short-term goals, like maybe you want to buy a new smartphone, those go for hundreds of dollars these days. Well, guess what? If you would have started with this portfolio kind of following along with us, you'd already have like $635 saved up. And all it costed was $100 a month of a saving budget. And you could already buy, most smartphones with that, or at least get very close. I know some of them can go for like $1,000 or more. So, but my point is, just be active about it, guys. That's all I'm trying to show. And I'm just trying to show how easy it is and how rewarding it can be. And I hope that I'm doing that with this series, and I hope that you're enjoying it too. And in the future, we will probably increase our monthly budget. But for now, I'm just kind of keeping it at 100 just so that it's very accessible to a lot of people, to the most people as possible. And by the way, I'm not telling you to just copy this portfolio or anything like that. Do your own research, make your own decisions. Again, I'm just showing you this to kind of give you ideas, to show you how easy it is, to show you the possibilities of just simply saving and investing just $100 a month, and how fun it can be and how rewarding it can be. Anyway, thanks again for stopping by, my friends. I hope that you're all doing well. I wish you the best of luck with all of your investments and all of your portfolios, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks again for all your support. It means a lot to me. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.